Yo, am I live? Yo, am I live? Weird move to go live right now. Weird move. You wouldn't think that is a thing I could have done right now? Go live? But here I am, doing live stuff and chill stream. Chill stream on the Intro One stream. Big star, flag, American flag behind, wiggling in the wind. Intro One stream. Then Playboy girl comes out, start dancing, and I start gaming. League of Legends opens up, game comes in, rainbows. Lock character, Amumu. Go into more lanes. League of Legends intensify even more. Wow. What a day. What a crazy day. So yeah, hopefully we're going to wait for our little Nikos because it was like he wanted you to hang out. Nikos, Nikos, my boy, Nikos, my boy. I am live. Well, we were going to listen to music probably. I don't think I'm going to actually play League of Legends. I think that was a joke. I know I should be careful about joking about these things, these sort of things. It's pretty much like, I think the wokeism has gotten us, and we need to be careful here. We cannot make jokes about this anymore. We are over this as a society. Okay, wokeism is finally in place. We cannot say anything anymore. The the communists, gay space communists, aka Elon Musk, gay communists in space is like have all the power. It's over. It's over. It's completely over. Wow, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. What a crazy goofy time to be alive. Okay, so while I'm waiting for Nikos to come in, I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do. I said I wanted to I wanted to review the Discord card, so I could do that. Will, nothing. Seer, nothing. Ali, nothing. Oh, Ali? Of course, still have fun. Okay, that I read that before. Pena, dead. Parsi. Wait, intro one. What does the surfer role means? I'm no longer a Forg. Oh, Parsi boy. No, Parsi. Wait, maybe I should use ChatGPT. I don't even know what I could like enter in the ChatGPT. I don't even know what I could enter there. So I guess I won't use. Okay, no Percy boy. No Percy boy. The role of the surfer is just symbolism for the rank inside the Intro One ecosystem. It symbolizes hierarchy between the viewer. As a human myself, I enjoy being better than others. Smiley face. I am so human. I enjoy being better than others and have power. That's why society needs institution to direct the will of the people with our pulsion. Therefore, ends the role of the surfer and the frog. Gift, because as a society, gifts are lighting up the mood. Me, Wendy, straight my. What do I put? I put the frog. Let's see what Percy said. See, you assume you have power inherently. I assume this is a falsehood. Instead, the people are what give you power, and if the people decide that you shall or shan't have power, well, it's a... That is a good statement. You deserve to get a higher role than surfer. Indeed, your knowledge will help. Your face doesn't even know what to say. I need some music. This is, as a community, we need some music, okay? The community is, you know, you give power, you give bread and circus to the masses. I give music. Let's wait for a bit. Is there anything else? Oh, this thing. That is good circus. That is good bread and circus for the masses.
Bonjour. Allô, je viens de reculer dans ma porte de garage.
Ça arrive plus souvent
That is good
Apportez-nous votre auto.
bread and circuses for the masses.
Une chance que vous êtes là.
C'est ça, intact.
Ugh, why do I have to be at your work?
10 out of 10. I'm scared you won't get the DI running here. I'm like being a little goofy, silly
Boring here.
political guy. Hope you enjoy. What a beautiful thing here. What a beautiful, relaxing thing. Maybe I should use this instead. Play this in the background instead of like my music that gets DMCA'd. Way more calm too. Maybe it will help the vibe instead. No? Actually, this is really pretty. Can I see, like, is that a playlist or like it's just like someone just put the same filter on all the songs? I think they just like put a filter on all the songs. Guy from I still haven't played Deltarune, the other chapters. I need to do it. Do you assume I am swamped by the mere thought of status? My beliefs are much higher than in my own system. I must solely pass. For, although the thought of power may tempt many, I'm one who enjoy being one of the live with my brothers and sisters. So I might join in community. I become stronger and together. Wow, that's such a beautiful... Thanks, actually. I'm sold. How do I join the community? Do I need to give up my role of bunny girl of the server? Bunny e-girl? Queen? Taking all... Wait, I actually rolled really well. I hope you didn't use like ChatGPT there. That's actually kind of well written. There's something really solenoid there. There's something like really solenoid. Yeah, solenoid. I think that's the word. Solenoid? Solenoid, you know, something formal. Okay, what about me? I did put some stuff here. The first thing is here, music genre video games too, which is really cool. It's just like this. It's just like Seth Everman. He stopped making stuff, but he got so much cool, nice stuff. Unskippable cutscene. Air level, and I love how he used like this little like emoticon or not emoticon. There's a Leitimoth. Leitimoth, I think they call it like that. You know when repeating like little melody comes a lot of times. Like you'll see that I'm kind of talking at the same time. You can't listen. I'm sorry. Actually, one of the best thing ever. 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Good sound design, 7 out of 10. Okay, pretty cool, but kind of average, you know? I could like see that anywhere. 6 out of 10. Kind of boring. I don't really like the fire level teams usually. But the little melodies. Oh! Okay, that's the part I really like. 10 out of 10. Use all the little motif of all the teams. And make them like back to back. Raw dislike a direct reports for extension user. Wait, dislike inside Snapchat. Wait, they're going to put back the dislikes as a YouTube Premium thing for some reason. You want all the cool things? Pay. Your Elvis low. My cat. Nice. Team at the end. 8 out of 10. Okay. Then there was that. Then I got a funny meme. I got some funny memes. So you know, guys, I'm a big music guy, and that was just funny because that's one of the Beatles album. And it's like POV. You've just been thrown off a balcony by the Beatles, and they just watch you fall. That's like 1 second before they just like push you down, and you're falling to your death, and they're just like them watching you. Am I crazy? But like Lennon and George Harrison really change, and then there's just Paul McCartney that's like it looks the same. These guys change so much. But anyways, that's the last time you're going to see them because they push you off and you're going to die. The state of AI industry is freaking me out. Okay, I want to make more content science-ish here.
I love a good graphical representation.
So I'm gonna try to find like other content here that could be like interesting to talk about. Like Hank Green, I guess he's like, "Hola, señor. Hey, Nick. What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? I'm going through the Discord corners right now. So the thing, I don't know if you were here, but like I was saying, I kind of want to find new channels to react to that could be interesting. That are like more like science intellectual-ish, and they are like more easy to jump upon to like comment it and like have a commentary with you guys. So I guess I'll finish my corner. I've got a bunch of song to show, and after that I guess I'll go to your corner. I like that idea. Yeah, no, it's fun. I think the best moment of this community right now I'm realizing is that either we talk music, either we go intellectual, and sadly you guys are never there when I play video games. Happens. So I guess we'll watch this guy. The state of the AI industry is freaking me out by Hank Green.
Of reality. Now, they're never perfect. There's always data that's being left out, but I'm going to talk today about one that contains a lot of information and took a little bit of time for me to parse. And once I did, it kind of terrified me. I'm going to show it to you as well. What a good little visualization we have.
Okay, that is a lot of information there. How NVIDIA and OpenAI fuels the AI money machine. So NVIDIA, they're like a company for like technology, right? They're making chips, and probably like billion of NVIDIA chip for the computer going to run the OpenAI stuff. And basically, there's like this whole thing about like how much like they need money between themselves. It's like crazy to see. Like I guess like each bubble is like a little market by itself. It's like one product or like a couple of companies like going there. NVIDIA is like the one that's like feeds all those like other markets. You know, that's really interesting.
Have on our hands here.
Learning markets are also like really an interest for me. You know, it's like I kind of started like learning about like how can you really tackle markets. There's a lot of ways, right? You can go from the economical way, like the simple like offer and demands, right? It's like and get a price out of it, and like the movement of money is like a thing you can kind of study to like learn how money moves. And then there's the sociological aspect too. You know, that's another like way to see the market. There, it's more about like how our culture shapes the way you're going to engage with the market. So you're not going to buy, anything depending on your culture, right? One sack of chip, let's say, the America USA chip is going to be bought a lot more in the US than in Canada. But there, it's like a cultural reason why someone is not going to buy the chip there. So you get the idea there. There's like two perspectives. I'm like kind of having my feet in. I'm still really bad at it though. Like so.
Very quickly to explain,
Let's see.
NVIDIA makes the chips that do the compute that creates the artificial intelligence.
Computers, they make the computers.
OpenAI is the biggest company that creates the systems that use those chips to create artificial intelligence systems that do stuff. Not just the chatbot, but also all of the other things that it does, including, Sora 2, which you've heard my opinion on. And then there's Microsoft. You've heard of them. AMD is another chip maker like NVIDIA, Oracle, and a few others in here like CoreWeave, possibly some others.
A bunch of other companies that are doing the same.
I think Nscale might be one as well, but it's the little dot. Oracle and
He's so
CoreWeave
small.
are
He
the
didn't do
companies
too
that
much.
have built like the data centers, and they buy chips from NVIDIA and then they like lease out the compute. They sell that. So basically, Intel and AMD and NVIDIA sell chips to the AI companies or to the data center companies.
Well, NVIDIA, I think NVIDIA is really big, and like the thing with NVIDIA and probably with they must have like technology too, and that's why like AI company really like NVIDIA over like other like companies. Maybe they have like the advantage of like having just good technology there.
The data center companies sell the compute to the AI companies. Sometimes the middleman running the data center is there, sometimes it's not there. But in either case, NVIDIA is doing very well because so many people want their chips right now. But we can think of it as like AI companies, chip companies.
Yeah, but like,
middlemen.
what is a graphic card made of, right? Like your graphic card runs out of chips and processors, and that's what NVIDIA is good at. Probably there's like multiple branch of like NVIDIA. Probably there's one branch that are going to make graphic cards, but like behind the graphic cards there's like a lot of processors and like stuff that works into it, right?
Compute companies. What the AI companies want is to be able to keep existing. Right now, OpenAI, worth $500 billion, has $12 billion of revenue. That's not profit. That's the amount of money they made total. Their profit is deeply in the negative. And NVIDIA has extremely high profit. They
Really?
make way more money than
Wait, as a company, like I'm curious about like why do they make the choice of being like negative? Because right now they're making like so much money. Is that like a conscious choice of trying to be in debt just so they can have like more margin of like moving stuff, so long term they can grow more? Like imagine if they're not for profit but they're just for growing. And yeah, for sure, like having profit helps for growing, but maybe there's a say about like you're going to be more performative if you're going to stay in debt, but you're able to stay in a level of debt without like turning like bankruptcy. So I wonder like more about like how NVIDIA works as a company and like how they deal with their own market of like choosing that path instead of like trying to get the profit thing, because I just feel like in my head it's like, oh, you want profit, but here maybe they did like a conscious choice of staying in debt. I think they're too big, so they can handle it. Yeah, but that's the thing. How much can you handle being in debt instead of just having like piles and piles of money behind? That kind of stays there. It's like,
because people really want their chips right now, and so they'll pay way extra for them, and they're the best chips. They're the best chips. Crunch, 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 crunch. There's a huge amount of demand
Doritos.
for chips. The prices are way up. It's very good for NVIDIA. That's why they are the largest company in the world and are one company that is worth more than the entire pharmaceutical industry combined. But even
that is crazy. We're at a point where NVIDIA is more money than the old pharmaceutical thing.
even with their absolutely bonkers margin that they have right now, their price to earnings ratio is extremely high. So the value of all NVIDIA stock combined is much higher than you would see with a normal company, which indicates the belief among investors that the prices of those chips will keep going up.
And there's also the investor part. Someone as an investor is not going to see their market the same way as another guy in their market. That's the thing I realized. I talked to some people that are like really into that grind of like grinding the stocks. And I think really when they talk about the market and the economy, they don't see it the same way as like other people. For them, if the stocks go well, the whole society go well, which is kind of funny to think about. But there's also this thing here, right? It's like their stocks are going well too. But But like as a company, are they managing, or I don't know what?
Much higher than you would see with a normal company, which indicates the belief among investors that the prices of those chips will keep going up and the number of chips produced will keep going up. So
Yeah.
Nvidia desperately wants to keep the prices of their chips the same or higher. They want the demand to increase faster than supply, but they also want to increase supply dramatically so that they can sell more things. So like more sales and more profit equals more earnings. People who are
Yes.
sort of on the AI
Profits,
bubble
money.
train right now, what they're saying is, well, if it's a bubble, why are the prices of Nvidia chips continuing?
And when they say bubble, I'm not sure what I understand. When I hear people say, "Oh, it's just a bubble," is that just like soon enough it's going to crash? It's just like a fad, a thing that's not going to last.
To increase. There's a huge amount of demand there. People are buying them. That can't be entirely irrational. So keep that in mind. The demand for NVIDIA chips far outstrips the supply of NVIDIA chips. And the idea is that will continue to be the case even as supply increases. But first, quickly, the sponsor of this video, Ground News. I don't know about you, but one thing I notice is that when I start to like have a preference for a kind of content, I might not cite version reporting.
Thank you, Anne Green, for your
bots cover
ad.
really like Angeles Times do about operators such as no tackled issues explicit the news. You can go there ad trapped in an algorithmic bubble. The Guardian 40% / media feed.
YouTube ad, that's the same.
Un appareil SodaStream peut remplacer plus de 1000 bouteilles en plastique à usage unique et vous faire économiser jusqu'à 30% par rapport aux canettes et aux bouteilles.
No way,
C'est tout
Pepsi!
simplement écologique.
Dude, I love Pepsi. Pepsi is like A tier, drink. Oh, maybe S. No, A tier. S drink is like water, coffee, and some beers. Some beers are S tier.
Aside right now.
I think bubble means the market value increase rapidly. Yeah, but I think there's also like the side of like it's going to Coke over Pepsi. I agree. Yeah. But both are A tier. They taste like enough the same to be A tier. 7-Up and Sprite are like B tier. Fanta is B tier. Yeah, water S tier. Coffee and beer probably S tier too.
And we're going to look at the AI companies, because then what you have is OpenAI, a company that's now
Most hard alcohol, C tier. Like vodka, rum, whiskey, all C tier. If you can kind of like put them there.
$500 billion, according to a recent fundraise. And OpenAI has $12 billion.
But yeah, the bubble I think is like, yeah, it increased rapidly, but it's going to burst. You know, like a bubble, and it's going to stop, and it's going to just crash after a while.
It has no profit, and it is by far the largest.
Like I think they used to be said bitcoins. You know, bitcoins. They used to say it's a bubble.
With this $12 billion of revenue, they are spending hundreds of billions of dollars on these chips. And OpenAI, I don't want to say that like they couldn't do more than they're doing right now, but they're not like brand new. They've been selling their services for a while. Now, could they increase the price of their services? Yes. Do they seem to think that that would be the thing that does it for them? No. Like they're creating feeds inside of their systems. Now they've got a feed inside of ChatGPT where like when you open it, it's like, hey, just like read some stuff. Just read some stuff that I prepared for you. Instead of asking me questions, here's stuff that we think, based on what you've talked to me about before, you might be interested in. And the play there is obvious to me, which is they've said that they don't want to put ads inside of the experience of you just asking it questions, but they haven't said that they won't put ads inside of the stuff that it just provides to you. And if it's just providing stuff for me...
Oh, it's like ChatGPT has a bias to sell you probably NVIDIA and how they change the market and how great the company is in history or some shit. That's funny.
Maybe sometimes it will provide stuff for me that paid to be there. Also, maybe like Sora's Slop Talk thing is also a thing where they could put ads, though. I can't imagine that anyone thinks that there will actually be a lot of people who spend time on Slop Talk. But maybe, you never know, irrational
Slop
exuberance
Talk?
and all that. And
What is
thus, you
Slop
have
Talk?
the other side of the argument. The people who say that this is probably
What
a
is Slop
bubble,
Talk?
they're saying
We're learning AI today. Slap Talk Sora. Who is Sora? Slap Talk Sora. Open AI Sora to Vox. Am I going to get blocked here? Is an Ollie abomination. I just want to know what it is. Don't be evil. Elevate the world consciousness mission statement are usually written in a company adolescent. In that awkward moment of the dream. Okay, I don't care that it's like not morally right. I just want to say know what it is. It's just AI slop. Just be good at doing AI slop. Render use Slackjaw for your screen. Oh, and they're comparing that to just giving you like dumb slop in your veins. Okay, I see. I see.
Saying, okay, well, there's demand for OpenAI's services. People use them, they're using them more and more as time goes on. But you can't say that at the moment the demand is outstripping the supply. There's plenty of supply to meet the demand. And right now, OpenAI, according, I think, to them, they lose money every single time you use one of their products. Like the amount that it costs to train and use the models is more than the
Yeah, but they're playing long term there. They're clearly playing long term. They're losing money right now, but they want you to be like they're able to like get addicted to them.
10 times more to
Imagine that would be like Black Mirror shit.
Consumer clients, and all those people would keep paying, and they would be a profitable company. But would that actually work? Like, would the $200 a month people pay $2,000 a month? But even more than that, is it true that the demand for NVIDIA's chips is increasing? Or is NVIDIA creating that demand? And likewise, is it true that the demand for OpenAI's services is increasing, or are they increasing that demand? So let's start with OpenAI. There's obviously a lot of arrows coming in and out of this.
Wait, I want to see this guy, Angry. What is his background? Did he study something or just like going around like random stuff? Because I keep seeing this guy a lot without really like knowing. But is he like more of an economist? He seemed to talk a lot about like technology somehow. Electricity to be like housing. Seem to be a bit economics, some politics, somewhat into it. I know who that nerd is. I saw this guy a lot. That's why I wanted to try it. People seem to like enjoy the content of this guy. You know, some people are just good at making like good content, like, you know, not slop. And I wonder like what is his background? Is he just an Asmongold with like no education, or like complex? You see the company that's you see? He talks about a lot about companies, so there's a thing here. Let's see his Guthrie. I just want to see like where he's from. You know, it's like this kind of guy. They're like trying to make like educational content, like accessible on the internet, and I really like this. I just want to see background. Is there nothing like? If I'm a company, I want to see who this guy is. Internet guy. That is not enough. Internet guy. I guess we'll never know. We'll never know.
Green Arrows, there's a healthcare company, Harvey AI, and Anysphere. These are companies that pay money to OpenAI, but that OpenAI's venture arm has also
come on Wiki?
in. So they're
oh yeah, that's true. Because sometimes it's like depending on where they come from, you can like learn a bit more about like his you know, how is he science communicator, novelist, a stand-up comedy, and entrepreneur. He went to university in what? Ba 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 da 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 da. In environmental studies, really? Of both worlds, how the personal computer and environmental movement change everything. Okay, that is interesting. This guy, I don't know like what branch is humanities? Like what branch is that? Is that engineering? Human interaction with the environment. Oh! Part of a series of geography, but it's like more about like our interaction with the environment. That is interesting. So you see, now we can kind of know like where is he from? He got like an environmental. He learned how to like understand how societies kinda and people react to the environment, and I guess that's why he's like really into the market, because you cannot study the market and the ground without learning how you use the environment. And who uses the environment? Companies and the economy. And that's why I guess he got like a stuff in there. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. I like this. Okay.
Investing in these companies, and then the companies buy.
So okay, so that's interesting too, because like he got like probably like an approach that's like way more, a bit more like the social science stuff, like yeah, economist, but like probably a bit more sociology in there, because like it's not just the market giving value to the land itself. You know, there's like more stuff, especially if you're trying to like make sure there's a balance with the environment. So you see, now I can make, okay, where is he taking his materials as a science guy, you know?
This is from OpenAI. That's a bit of a loop. Now, they're not investing like the exact same amount of money. Probably they're investing less than the companies are paying, but that is an example of like a circular system here. We also see these green arrows, which is venture capital, pointing out from NVIDIA to Mistral to Figure AI and to xAI. And all of those people...
And technology makes sense. Even did his master in like computer and in the environment and technology. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting. I like this.
Investment, and then they buy NVIDIA chips. So if you're in the anti-bubble case, then you do have to ask, well, why does NVIDIA have to invest in these companies in order for them to buy their it's not like a quid pro quo here, but like, why can't the companies just get investment from elsewhere outside of NVIDIA to do those investments? It's a little weird, and I think that it makes sense that people are worried about it. Now, none of these arrows have dollar values on them, which is a little bit frustrating for me, except for the most important one, the one that sort of created this whole conversation about round tripping, which is this one. NVIDIA has agreed to invest up to $100 billion in OpenAI, and that investment comes along with the purchase of chips. So to unlock more and more of that investment, they have to buy more and more of the chips.
So it's basically saying like how the company evolved, how the relationship between NVIDIA and OpenAI evolved, and understanding that relationship also help in a way to like understand like how they get the materials out of it, right? Because understanding why the company reacts that way helps understanding why they're going to use the ground that way too, right? So okay, I see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Paying OpenAI to buy NVIDIA chips. Now, it's not like the exact price of the
It's
chips.
interesting to see like also like how company like behave. That's a thing too here. There's like a really like good way to like understand like how technology company works and how are they behaving into the market, because like that's how the companies are not thinking that much about like the environment and social things. They're going to be really about following what makes money. Not like what makes the ground better or something. Basically, the companies can exist without each other. No, that's the thing. I don't think that's one of the things. I think the company by itself needs to entertain relationship with other company so it can keep growing. NVIDIA without OpenAI cannot give chips and get a better demand out of their prices they're giving. So they are dependent to the other companies. And that's the thing here that becomes interesting. Is like, if I can learn about this dependency between companies, how can I make a link between how they're going to use the land itself? I keep going back to the environment because like Wikipedia seems to be talking about that, but that's the thing. No, a company cannot grow without other company around it like pushing their product and helping each other. Not helping each other, but like buying their stuff. NVIDIA cannot grow without OpenAI buying so much chips. And to a sense, there's even like NVIDIA wanting OpenAI to be better and bigger so they can buy more chips from them. Interesting, right? Really cool, really cool. And for them as a company, it's like probably right now they think it's the best way to go forward to like grow the company and make more money. And it's as much as a good action to do that they are willing to go in debt right now. So, you know,
basically about a quarter of the money that the chips cost is getting discounted.
Am I reformulating kind of clearly here? Are we able to like understand some part here? Am I making like something more clear for the mind?
Off the price of the chips, and in exchange, and I am simplifying here, but in exchange for that 25% discount, NVIDIA is getting ownership shares in OpenAI. At the same time as that is happening, with this money going to OpenAI,
and so that it's like, okay, now that they know they need to grow and have a codependency with OpenAI, what are they going to trade? They're going to trade stocks. That means one thing. They're going to trade chips. That's one thing. They're going to trade investments, which is going to be one thing. So there's like a lot of different things they can exchange to each other.
OpenAI signs a $300 billion deal with the middleman, Oracle, who's going to build the data centers and run the data centers. $300 billion on revenue of $12 billion for a company that is not brand new, that has been around and that everybody knows about and that lots of people use, and that lots of people have found a hard time figuring out how it integrates well into businesses in a way that is worth spending a lot of money. $12 billion. They have these huge contracts with lots of companies, but still $12 billion is the amount of revenue.
That's so much money too.
$300 billion.
That's so much money. That's like probably like right now, it's probably like where most of the movement of money goes into. Technology companies with AI. Whether it's a bubble or not, I really think it's like where right now the things in the economy are kind of moving.
Contract. That's this darker blue line. A service contract with Oracle. So NVIDIA
That's like
invests
so much
in
money
OpenAI.
moving
OpenAI
around.
signs a service
300
contract
billion.
with Oracle. Oracle, in order to build this data center, has to spend tens of billions of dollars on chips. All these pink arrows going into NVIDIA, these are all these companies buying chips directly from NVIDIA. So they're all paying money into NVIDIA, which is why they're the ones who are winning the most in this. And also there's this one arrow pointing out of NVIDIA to CoreWeave, which is a service agreement saying NVIDIA will lease its own chips that are being sold to CoreWeave. So CoreWeave is buying chips from NVIDIA, and then NVIDIA has said, we promise that we're going to pay you to use those chips.
And here, like, NVIDIA has a lot of, like, other companies. They're not, like, only dealing with OpenAI. There's a lot of other little companies that they can, like, deal with. And have
Once they're in your data center. And not only that, they have promised that if CoreWeave, this data center company, if they don't get enough contracts to use all of the chips, NVIDIA will just take all of that excess processing power and pay for it. So they're guaranteeing the value of the chips to CoreWeave. Why would they be doing this if the demand for the chips is so high and the profit margin on the chips is so high? So the anti-bubble argument that I have heard from analysts who are much smarter than me and know more about this is that the price keeps going up for these
I don't know nothing, please. I'm so dumb.
But the chip isn't the product. The AI service to consumers is the product. And right now, that is an order of magnitude under the amount of money that is being spent just on hardware, not even including staff time and the power and the water and the buildings and all of that stuff. The amount of money being made by AI companies is an order of magnitude lower than just the money that is going to NVIDIA every year. And by doing deals that basically...
So basically, that's curious. The thing he's saying is like OpenAIs are spending more to NVIDIA than what they're able to like even produce out of their AIs. So it's kind of weird.
Give companies money to buy NVIDIA.
They lose
chips.
so much
They
just
are
out of
selling
like
their chips at an
having
effective
chips.
discount. And yet, at every one of these steps of the process, as this money flows around, these companies get more highly valued. When Oracle signed this $300 billion a year deal with OpenAI, their stock price shot up. When NVIDIA does venture investment in xAI, which then turns around and buys NVIDIA's chips, that is offering the chips at a discount. So once you parse this fairly information dense, though there could be more information on it and that would be good, but once you get your mind around this little
Yeah, how much companies are willing to give like that information? Like how much are like people studying this thing for any reason have a lot access to a lot of information? How much is like PR and like those stuff? And there's manipulability, I don't know. But like big like that, it seemed like at least an oligarchy. You know what I mean by oligarchy here? Maybe not one company, but a small few. I don't really know the other like NVIDIA and yeah, that's all I know. But yeah, they're so big. They're probably pretty much. I wonder like how big they are in the market too.
It
Like,
doesn't seem like NVIDIA just thinks people are gonna buy their chips at the prices they're selling them. NVIDIA seems to think it would be better for our share price if we found ways to artificially increase the demand for our chips, like by paying the people who buy our chips to buy our chips, or investing in companies that buy our chips so they can buy our chips. And NVIDIA has so much money that like
They
what
can't
else
just
are
do
they
it.
gonna do? Their price is so inflated. Their stock is worth so much and they have so much money that they can subsidize the purchase of their own chips. And when they do that, the stock market rewards them. This money is just flowing around. And at the root of it is not the demand for NVIDIA chips, because NVIDIA chips are not the product being sold. The product being sold is artificial intelligence systems. Look, it might someday be this big, but it is not anywhere close to that big right now. And it's not brand new. In order for it to be this big, It has to create so much value, and we have to create new systems for capturing that value. Besides just firing everyone and having computers do all the work. Microsoft is the only major player on this graph.
Wait, can you repeat that? That seems interesting.
The product being sold is artificial intelligence systems. Look, it might someday be this big, but it is not anywhere close to that big right now. And it's not brand new. In order for it to be this big, it has to create so much value, and we have to create new systems for capturing that value. Besides just firing everyone and having computers do all the work. Microsoft.
Oh, I see what you're doing. It's like right now they're stuck in that loop of like having to spend so much on chips so they can like get better AI thing, and where they're going to cut is in the job. If our AI is able to cut the jobs, maybe we won't have to spend, and the chips are going to just feed the AI. They're going to get the job and get the value more up, which means we'll be able to buy more thing and then more value. You see?
The only major player on this graph that is buying NVIDIA chips that doesn't have a direct relationship. They do have this
NVIDIA is
connection
as
through
big as
Nebius.
Microsoft?
I don't know what that is. Where Microsoft is paying Nebius for a service, while Nebius is getting investment from NVIDIA. My God, I don't know how big that is. You want to Google it with me? Oops, I don't want to show you all of my text messages. That was just my dad. That's probably okay. Don't read my text messages. Microsoft secures 100,000 NVIDIA GB300 chips via $33 billion deal. Okay, so it is big. That's actually huge. Oh my God. So Nebius is like an Oracle, but for just AI. I have gotten this take your guest house to the next level ad so many times. I probably accidentally clicked on it once and they're like, yeah, I bet you're interested in nanowalls. I thought it was going to be nanowalls, but it actually says nanowall.
Okay, I love this channel. I love this guy. We're going to watch him a bit more because he has also like a good perspective. I just don't have. Economics, with technology, I enjoy like because like he has a background like environment, which is like somewhat close to sociology. And so I can like kind of like understand some part of where he's like working on, and some part of like still economy. But yeah.
It's where you keep your Nana. She's in the wall. So yeah, it's getting
Nano in the wall.
100,000 NVIDIA chips.
The voice is in the wall. The
Nvidia
nanos too.
has invested in. Even Microsoft is getting discounted chips. I don't know, you guys. Seems fine. I have seen the simplified version of this pitched around, which is like NVIDIA gives $100 billion to OpenAI, OpenAI gives $100 billion to Oracle, Oracle gives $100 billion to NVIDIA. It's not exactly like that. It does prop up the demand for NVIDIA chips by making it so that
and that's what's interesting about this video too is like how companies are going to be able. How do they function, right? They're trying to get their value up in the market. And how they do that is by doing weird exchange where they're going to prop other companies so they can buy more of yourself, and those companies are going to react a certain way. And like to get the value up, they're going to cut somewhere else. And right now what they're saying is like they're cutting to the jobs. They're cutting away the jobs.
In exchange for them
get that value up.
Directly, in exchange for them buying NVIDIA chips. Or you're just investing in companies so that they can buy NVIDIA chips. It just seems messy. It seems like bubble mechanics to me, you guys. So I am, again, just a guy. I don't know why. I gotta get back to talking about rare earths and fish. I gotta get back in my lane. That's what you want anyway. You don't want this. I should be talking about batteries and climate change and the moons of Saturn and my favorite fish. But instead, I looked at that connections. I'm worried because the last like 3 have been really easy. Swift Kite, those are
yes, with it.
Oh, interesting. We've got like Batman Begins, Batman Forever, Batman Eternal, Batman Returns. Is that what it is? Is that Batman thing? We got Swift and Robin. Robin is also a Batman thing. There's gotta be Swallow. Great. Those are all birds. But Swift, Kite, and Swallow are much more similar to each other than Robin. Is there another bird like that? Robin is just a normal bird. Swift, Kites, and Swallows, very similar birds. I don't know why. Wow, this is weird. Everlasting and permanent. Okay, well, we've got that one now. This looks like it's going to be easy, too. Everlasting, forever, permanent, and eternal. Okay.
Yeah, that's one. That must be one.
Pioneers, begins. And that leaves us with returns, ending. Pioneers, and days? Returns?
Ending.
Pioneers, and days. Okay, well, that does seem like what it is. And I don't mind doing it real fast. Kite, Swallow, Swift, Robin. Those are all birds. And they're the only birds here. So
really? They're birds?
This is like creates and puts into the world, launches, institutes, pioneers, and begins. In addition to that, we've got things that go on forever, eternal, forever.
So much better than me. I cannot do that fast.
Us. with, I think, days, returns, ending, and trails. Happy days, happy trails, happy returns, happy ending. Happy trails. That has two meanings now, but there is another one if you're just thinking of the one. And then these are all the same to me. Maybe the bird is second. Yeah, all right. And then I 50-50 chance here. Everlasting, Institutes, Launches, Begins, and Pioneers. That seems a little bit harder. That was
Establishes.
Easy. That was another easy one.
What? I cannot do that when I try.
Yeah, another 1 of 5. Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Crazy.
Guys, taking it easy on us.
Okay, I enjoyed this. Nick, did you enjoy this? No way, bro. Just one more data center. One more data center, bro. We'll just achieve AGI, bro, please. Just more AGI, more. We're almost there. The AI is going to make money. Just wait. It seems strange, and it seems strange in a good way. But I like his background. Also, I'm not really into the topic. Me neither. That's why I'm interesting. I'm trying to get a bit about like what he brings to his perspective, like about like those things, you know, because like if you're trying to learn more about societies, understanding culture, and understanding politics to a sense, and to a sense like what is your world right now in existence with all of this, it's one of the parts you can understand how company behave. What is our goal if we're going to try to make the land more balanced with our economies, you know? So I guess that's why it's interesting. You see, that's the thing. I'm probably going to get more content like that because I kind of want the stream to become a bit more like that, like intellectual social science, just like learning more stuff and being able to like construct really like well thoughts, explanation about the things. I kind of like this. But you know, yeah, it's out of your topic, but maybe that's a good thing. You start planting a bit of there, you know, you start understanding how the economy works, and one day you'll be able to make connection with another thing, and that's where you'll be able to like get a sense of like how thing moves around. I like science content. It's just that I don't know, the video was disturbing. It's like your teacher, you know. It's like the weird teacher you have. Okay, I think it's great. I think it's great. The little quirky boy, little nerd. I still enjoy this. Okay, song time. So basically, this guy is a jazz musician from Brazil, and you probably saw this guy before. Okay. If I'm going to show you the video, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Bossa Nova. You like Bossa Nova. A lot of flute in there. So I want to show you the video, okay? Look. He's just... Let's listen to it first, okay? I don't know what he's saying. I know this guy. Yeah. Okay, you know this guy. He died recently, so I was like... The video in the water? Yeah. Bossa Nova. It's this guy, but like, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know he was a big guy too in the scene of Bossa Nova. I saw the video before, but I didn't know he was like an actual guy making like cool Bossa Nova. And listen to this. There's vocals. Usually we don't have vocals with Bossa Nova. Yeah. Strange individual always have the best perspective, okay? They see stuff you don't. That's why their perspective is nice. Like the science guy. Openness, man. Hey, the flute too. I don't feel like you have a lot of flute in Bossa Nova usually. And again, this album cover is really pretty. Like blue, gray a bit, with the red border. With this thing, there's like a vintage vibe to it. I mean, it's the 79, so. They're more conscious than I am. I don't think they're more conscious than you. I'm just saying they have weird. They have like such a weird aura you shouldn't be scared of because it's weird. Yeah, yeah. I know I fuck with you, bro. I'm just saying, got me up, bro. I'm not weird, okay? I'm not weird. If I become weird, I won't get any girls. Maybe he's a weird guy. Maybe you're right. Maybe he is too weird. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna get another beer. I'll be back. Can't take this guy seriously, I swear. Hey, should you take him seriously? Let's be honest here. Sometimes, like, you don't have to take them seriously either. That's why they're weird. They don't take it seriously either. He looked like a caveman. Caveman in his cave, just playing the flute. Hey, 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 hey. Oh shit! What are the comments? Oh right, what are the comments? True. This is my reward for spending all day on YouTube today. When you're chilling by the water with the boys and the legendary Swamp Man emerges from the dead. He's like, the gnome! The gnome has appeared! He's from the Mystic. He's here to show us his cool song. The legendary Swamp Man. I like how it's a bunch of really young guys and just one older man. Who looks like he has become one with the swamp. Thank you, River Wizard, for your powerful wisdom. When it goes underwater, they feel go, that's magic. Crazy. He's just this magic swamp guy. The Loch Ness Monster himself? The Loch Ness Monster is scary. This guy is too chill. This guy is closer to like a leprechaun. Leprechaun. Oh! And I think there's still a way, like, talking about this man, this human being, as he's like a mystical creature. There's something like dehumanizing in there, though. I must point it out, okay? Not to kill the vibe, but I must point it out, guys. It's interesting. Yeah. And again, the members behind are just like fun. That's different from what people do. Yeah, that's yeah. That's why I enjoy really much. Especially this album, okay? Because the thing, for me, my opinion, this album felt really different from everything that's been done recently. Getting Killed, it really played more on the like the mainstream TikTok vibes. They're still like different, but it's like way more like safe. You know, it's like you don't expect like too much new stuff. But in my opinion, 3D Country is like one of these albums you're like, oh, they're still making good albums. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff here. They're playing with like limits and stuff like that. Oh yeah, that's the thing. This album feels like it's not sounding like anything else. Their newest one, it's a bit more mainstream. But I think that's the move there. They did this album. It really did well in the underground, and now they're like, okay, how can we get like a bit more? I don't know, like extension. And that's where this album is like a bit more like memified. There's also this thing. This album is like way more like memified. So that's why I'm saying it's like more mainstream. It's trying to be memified and like, oh guys, you know. But yeah, incredible. And a good thing, I don't know if you know King Gizzard and the King Gizzard. They're like another like internet band that like people love because they're making a lot of cool shit. Okay, and they've opened for them for a long time. And now what they're doing for their new live performance with like Getting Killed is that when in their set they are ready to play the song I just played you, that part here, when it just destroyed, they just add another song, but they're going to add another song from like King Gizzard. So they're like during the show they just make an homage about like King Gizzard, which is like awesome, you know. At the same time, it's cool. It's fun for them, right? They can like make another song out of it. But like, oh, nice. We don't have to play our songs again. So yeah, I really, dude, you should check this album. Maybe not Getting Killed. I don't care. It's their newest album. I don't care. 3D Country is better. Cool idea. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They have such an aura as a band that's like really reminding me of like YouTubers and streamers. That's why I think it's one of the reasons why their fans are really like as fan of them. It's because they're able to be like memified. They're able to create that sort of like parasocial ability you can see with like with like streamers and stuff like that, you know. They're like really good for they know the internet. They just play really well onto like that culture. That's why I really enjoy them too, like that marketing thing. I don't know if it's like it's conscious or something. I don't think so because they seem like pretty big nerds, I might say. But yeah. You should listen to 3D Country, Nick, if you have time. Okay, last song. What did I put? Is it going to work? I think I put Band on the Run. Okay. So, Nick, have you listened a bit to the Beatles yet? Are you in your journey started listening to more Beatles? More vintage? Really soft? Little ballad from Paul McCartney in his band The Wings. I think his wife is in there too. Or Paul McCartney and his wife. And like, in my opinion, like post-Beatle, like after the Beatles broke up, everyone kind of did their own thing. Paul McCartney, either it's solo album or like his Wing or with the Wings, such cool albums there. A lot of like radio-friendly stuff for the 70s and 80s. Yeah, 70s, but like still like really good. I know like 6, 7 songs, not so much. Okay. Well, okay, I'm going to give you a brief down. So you know the Beatles were like one of the first big thing. And like as a band, they're like so quirky. Because they didn't go like the what do you expect of band? They go like, oh, I'm going to go to India. I'm going to start making weird stuff with my songs. I'm going to try making drugs when I'm in public. You know? They just made that sort of like rock and roll lifestyle one of the things that happened in the 80s, okay? They as a band, they define like so much of like what music is for you know? It's like they're incredible. I could talk about the Beatles so much, but basically the Beatles were made about with 4 guys, okay? There were Paul McCartney, the quirky guy, that was like you know, there was John Lennon, the like more edgy guy, he kind of got shot, and he was like for a while with this girl Yoko Ono doing like weird ass art. There's like a George Harrison that was like more the spiritual guy, and there's just Ringo Starr, the drummer. So those are the 4 guys. All of them are doing like incredible works. But personally, I think Paul McCartney has just like a certain like playing style. I don't know. I just really enjoy his like after the Beatles broke up in the 60s. You know, I'm talking a lot. You're not enjoying. Like here, the song just switched. It just switched there. So chill, so mellow. I like Yoko Ono's songs way more than the Beatles, actually. Really? But you see, Yoko Ono was the girlfriend of like one of the Beatles, John Lennon, you know? And I could agree, Yoko Ono maybe is better than John Lennon. John Lennon, to be honest, post Beatle, she was kind of carrying him. I'm kind of seeing that, you know? Yoko Ono did much of the work just because like it's Yoko Ono. It's just a fun song. It's like I like Paul McCartney. Like I know a lot of people are like complaining that his songs are too quirky and like silly. I think that's why their fun is. You know, song about someone killing the teachers. They don't see it. They don't see the vision. And on the run. I've listened to this song so much. So many times. It kind of introduced me to the Beatles, to be honest. Just because it's like that yacht rock, you know, I really enjoy. Wait, give me a second. I'm just going to put the name. On the run. And on the run. You see, they put Paul McCartney. They don't even put the wings. Like, I don't know. I don't really like this soft type of rock in the Beatles were making your own insource. Really, you don't like this soft rock shit? I enjoy it so much. I like this like radio friendly from the 70s. That sort of vibe they were going for. It feels just mellow. It just feels like, yeah. There's like a warm sun in there. Like not a warm sun like, ah, it's like a warm chill sun, you know, like, dude, it's fine. Take a blunt, dude. You don't have to worry, the war is over. Vietnam, like, just go protest, dude. I know Vietnam is a bit, is Vietnam the same? No, Vietnam is, yeah. Same time around Vietnam things. Maybe it's like the hippie culture, you know? But more like a more friendly, mainstream hippie culture. Something by the Beatles is exactly the same vibe. Yeah, I agree. But I think something is not as good as this song. Maybe I know, like, yeah, something is in the Abbey Road album. I think, like, I see what you're saying, but I think it's better in there. Paul McCartney had time to, like, work more that sort of, like, texture and sound, and he's doing it, like, so well. Really, really cool. Really cool. Okay, your corner, man. Your corner. Parsi. Nay, for being a member of the committee, it is not such a thoughtless thing as roles. It is the time spent. The people bonded with the time given towards each other. We as a community are not bonded by the level of status, but instead by memories and time shared, dude. You are a writer and you don't know. I'm moved. Parsi writes so well, actually. I wasn't expecting that. He writes so well. Okay, Nikos, let's see what you put. 3 song. Egyptian swag, Funkadelic, cool, Vedic chanting 1, chant. Okay, what did you give us today? What did you give us here? Egyptian swag. Bullman. Is that a UK rapper again? Is that a UK rapper here? Bullman. Is peak? It seems so goofy, dude. Playboy 40. Okay. Yeah! Don't fuck with me! You know what I say, bro? Nah. That's like such cartoon shit. Did they use a Mario sound? Did I hear a Mario sound there? Did I hear a Mario again? Why is there bongo gongo like? It's swag. I agree. This is swag. It's swaggities. They cooked. They cooked on that one. Shut up and listen! I bet that was what slaves were listening from when they did pyramids. I bet that's what they were saying when they were talking to the son of the gods. He making the pyramids. The Nile. Yo, this slaves added some good ass songs though, dude. They had some bangers in there. They had some freaking bangers. Wow, that is such Egyptian swag. The Cairo swag. The Cairo coolness. The Pharaoh aura. Pharaoh aura, dude. Get these Pharaoh on this bitch, dude. When the Pharaohs start partying, you know you don't fuck with. Okay, some Funkadelic. Okay, cool. We love Funkadelic. They're so weird. You say that like the swamp magic shit is weird. Oh. That's the thing with Funkadelic. They're funk, but they go like hard. Ooh.
Even if you don't feel it right now, don't mean someday it'll turn you out. You be out of
Get some disco out of this bitch.
You really shouldn't ought to fight it. The music is designed to do no harm. It's just for you. Just a little bit of
effort.
I can't eat where we might just turn you
How did you find this? Ooh. Hey, look at this album cover. Like, I love their album covers so much. They're just so cool. They're so weird. Aliens. Bunch of naked guys. Some funk.
even if you don't admit it.
I was just going through their albums. Have you listened to their albums?
We're just for you.
Which one is better? I've listened to Maggot Brain, and they're like, it was really good. But I'm still like getting the hang of like funk. I feel it's going to come later. That I'll get like it's going to click even more. It's still click and it's like awesome, You know, it's like disco, you know? Disco and like the flow is like is really the best. I mean, like people seem to say it is. Even with Funkadelic, I feel they have like such a rock vibe to it too, right? Right? They're a bit rock. Yeah, there's some Bowie vibes into it too. Bowie was kind of funky, yeah. You know, it's not weird, it's funky. It's funky, dude. The funk? Ooh, ooh. I like this. I like this a lot.
What you doing? Standing on the verge of getting it on, really getting it on. Fever, what you doing? Standing on the verge of getting it on, really getting it on. Fever, what you doing? Standing on the verge of getting it on, really getting it on. Song out tonight, all my soul is out tonight. There's a song out tonight, yo, come on.
Incredible, incredible. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. That's something. I added something in the Percy corner. But that's it. Yeah, Parliament is good too. Have you listened a bit to them? I didn't like listen to the albums yet, but like I heard like the vibe is there too. Like that funk like awesomeness. And look at this album cover too. They're so weird. They're so funky, dude. Funkiness. Live P-Funk Earth Store. The music is very similar to me. I mean, they were probably the same scene, you know? Funkadelic, Parliaments. You get like bands or like disco at the same time, like Bee Gees, some Bowie. 70s were the 70s disco were awesome. Earth, Wind, Fire. Another funk album you might enjoy. I kind of enjoy is the Sly Family, the Sly Family Stone. I really enjoy this album too. There's a riot going on. Again, I feel like I didn't go deep enough into funk to be like talking about it. There's so much to James Brown. Yeah, you could say James Brown kind of started it, right? In the 60s, he had such a way to sing. Look, I'm gonna show you a song I really like from James Brown, and you tell me if you like it, okay? Because I feel James Brown used to do more like vocal jazz from the 60s. I don't know really how to call this scene they had, like with the not the chordettes, but like black singers or whatever. They were not jazz per se, but they were singing like in a more like different way. But it was in the 60s. I couldn't call this funk per se. But that one? In general, it's like it's awesome.
1, 2, 3, ho!
Maybe it's in my other place, my older place. I want to show you like a song that's like you don't know if it's funk or like old jazz. Way more soul, way more soft. It's a bit like all green almost, you know? Where did I put it? I had a song about this guy. They kind of sing. Oh, I'll go crazy. Here we go. That's the one. Rock and roll. Funk got their roots somehow in rock and roll, I think. Not only that, but like, you'll see. That's like half rock and roll and like kind of going into the funk. Like, what was that? 63 in 62. It's just like it's fun to see like where the genre comes from. Like it's like supposed to be like these like ballads from the 60s that were come somewhat. The only good thing that has come out of India, don't say that. Don't say that. But they do have cool music. A cool spirituality. Like, look at this cover. Like, how pretty is that? How is that art so pretty? Concerto for Sitar. Right, that's kind of cool. Concerto for Sitar. First movement. The London Symphony Orchestra. You see, that's cool too. You like playing some classical music? You got enough with this guy. I mean, cool that you sent that. I don't know if you knew that George Harrison produced. I don't know if you saw that. You find that? And he's singing some Vedic things. I don't know what kind of Vedic thing he's singing about. But, some religious stuff, spiritual stuff, I guess. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I'm gonna skip. It's kind of calm music, to be honest. In my head, I was expecting really something that's going to be like a bit like were you there when I was listening to Indonesian, like one of the Magetan, like one of the little island music thing? And these sounds are like kind of intense, like almost luscious, like psychedelic, is like enveloping like kind of sound. And here it's really more like calm. I wasn't. Okay, I'm gonna make you listen to it. So basically, okay, it's not there. I did listen to like what they call this instrument, like gong music. It's like that weird like percussion they use in like Asia, in some part of Asia, and a lot of time in like Indonesia, in some part of Indonesia. But I love listening it while playing chess, so calm. Oh yeah, true. Oh, studying music. Oh, true. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. It's different vibe. This is way calm. The one is like I'm going to show you. It's like really like enveloping. Okay. But that's really cool, man. I like this. I like that you listen to this. Okay. It's different. It's different. You're more like Indonesia, so the little island, you know, like in the like up of Australia. Some of that Vietnam or stuff like that too. You see, it's not calm. It's not the same calm. It's more of like luscious sound I really enjoy. Oh, what's happening? Like, it's so dense. This is creepy as fuck. This is cool. This is cool. What do you mean? Have you listened to my songs? Nah, this rules. This is fucking sick. Hey, a bit of fear. It's Halloween, dude. I studied with this. Okay, more Ravi Shankar. But Ravi Shankar worked a lot with George Harrison, one of the Beatles. Maybe I should show you like the Beatles. I feel anxiety when listening to it, as if someone walked in my room and murdered me. Sick! Yo, that's sick if they're able to make you feel like that. If our music can make you feel like that, that's fucking sick. That's the track that would be playing the second my head goes off. Nice. I want I think I saw you listen to this. I want this place to become like these sounds. Like I like this one. This one is a bit more moving. I like this. This is good. This is good. Yeah, that's a cool place for it. Yeah, but I'm still working on it. Like I started with like making like weird electronics and weird like stuff. But the more it's going to go, the more I kind of want to put more of these like weird world music sound, even if it's creepy. You know, there's still like a cool thing about it. Maybe the sound's going to become a bit too much like eclectic, a bit like too much everywhere. At first it kind of stayed in that like lane of like electronic-ish music with static and stuff. But like we'll see where it goes. Okay, I want to show you some freaking George Harrison. I mean, one of like, you know, one of the songs like everyone knows. Maybe you didn't know it was George Harrison, but he made this. It's nice. This one, I prefer this one than the other one. I want to see the concerto. So do you know this song? Again, even here, there's like a... I don't even know who George Harrison is. He's one of the Beatles. That's like such a funny thing you bring then. George Harrison helped making like that Ravi guy like you're studying like chess music. One of the Beatles, man. Oh shit! Yeah, I know, it's so cool, right? Like it coincidence, but like it's cool, right? Like I think I could bring you up like in an interview I saw. Again, even this song, even if it's about like Catholicisms, you know, like Catholics and Christians, there's still like a spirituality aspect to it, right? It's like doing like these like vocal things for Christians, like when they sing about the Lord. But even there's like a spirituality thing. George Harrison is like the spiritual like Beatles or something. That's a vibe he gave. And it reminds me of like one time he did like this interview thing. I want a full one. Here we go. Made a full one and he bring the Ravi guy that you sent me. When it comes to the Beatles, in my mind, only John Lennon exists. Yeah, I think that's where people kind of remember him more because he got shot. Actually, it doesn't as one of the time being. What? Repeat that. I don't understand. Actually, it doesn't as. Did you like her words there? Oh my. But like the beautiful song. Again, if you like these like. I don't know what to really call them, like these repetitive, like almost like meditative, like I don't like the word. There's an experience like with your senses with the songs, like how much are the repetitive. Even the creepy song when you get your head caught. So basically, he went like in the interview here.
About it.
There he's just going to talk about a bunch of
Like
things.
another life.
At the end, he's just like, by the way, I bring my friend here. And that's him playing live with George Harrison in like a big show. And then he interviewed the guy.
It was because of the association of those rock groups, you see.
And he talked about like how like what the fuck, and he talked about because like in the 60s, you need to understand, in the 60s the Beatles being interested in like Indian music and the EP being interested in like new age and stuff like that, kind of bring a lot of like the first, let's say like a weird way, like it bring like Western philosophies into like a more underground culture in the US, you know, with drug and stuff like that. So it's like it's right at that time too, in the 60s, you know.
Kids took it for granted.
There's this thing, right, in the US, the history is like in the 60s, there's like there's a new age thing that came out of it in the 70s, you know.
Something like rock, that. My God, you know that.
Wow, 2 words is.
So when you'll get more into the George Harrison and the Beatles, probably is going to come in your musical parkour. You should like listen to this because it's such like a neat interview too, right? So, yeah. Let's finish with the Woodstock and stuff. Woodstock. That's what Jimi Hendrix. Woodstock. I mean, yeah, Woodstock. It was at the same time. It was at the same time. I think it's just like that weird counter culture that was happening in the 60s. Or a lot of different counterculture. Some people were bringing like weird philosophy into new age. Some people were doing that hippie like trad, like just was smoking weed while listening Woodstock with Grateful Dead, and like doing like there's other people that were more into like protesting the Vietnam War. I think it was a lot of stuff happening at the same time, you know. But yeah, Woodstock were kind of at the same time. I'm pretty sure. What's kind of happening at the same time? Which is really interesting, right? Like because like now you can understand more about the music, you know. The music is actually really interesting, I must say. I really enjoy it because it's like good music, dumb but interesting. Yeah, sure, dumb. But I think that's why like people like it that much because there's like a simplicity. The thing it sounds new. It sounds like such a thing to like cure from capitalism, you know. It's just like such a weird idea to come into like an American culture, right? And again, like I'm thinking here is like it really happened in the U.S. It was a big U.S. thing. I feel like, but I'm not sure. Like, yeah, you're from Poland, so I don't know about, like how much like people are going to like talk about that period the same way, because I don't think it's like the same way in Europe. Like I don't know. I don't really know what happened in the '60s in Europe. There were like still like the USSR and stuff like that. So I guess it's like wasn't the same way there. Maybe you know, the '60s in Poland. Like what was happening there? You know, we were under communists. You see, I feel like there's a lot of things that makes the way you see culture like really differently, right? So it's like different. In the '60s, it was like it was like communist era here, you know. Which is like really interesting too. Like here is like, you know, Americans, USA. Wait, I wanted to ask you. I don't know. I want to ask you a question about it. Do people like talk about those period of under communism as a bad thing, or like it depends? It's still like a thing that like people in your country still kind of debate about. Like, is there people that are like, oh, we were better when those guys were like in power or something like that? Is that like something that's actually in the politics? I don't even know if it's like even a touchy subject there. You know, like maybe like there's not. We don't want to talk about this shit. But I'm curious because like in the U.S. it was like, you know, in the '60s there were like a big communist scares. Like there was like a lot of law to like kill the communists, you know? It was like everything to conquer the USSR. And I think that's why there were like a lot of like counterculture trying to get new ideas across, because there was like in that context that like this counterculture thing kind of happened, you know? The Vietnam too. Vietnam was like another thing. Vietnam with the Cold War, it was like communists against capitalists. So it's like I don't know like how you guys like, if you if you listen in class, being high, did you listen in class? Can you tell me what you listen in class? Well, that's just like classical music. And they added the sitar. What a surprise! I wasn't expecting that. It's called Concerto for Sitar and Orchestra. What was I expecting? Vendaya Trai. Slivakratunda Maya Kaya. Koti Soryav Sama Plaba. Nirvigugyam Kulumidiva. They're saying that people were stronger and that the relationship between people used to be better. Oh, I see. But they're saying it's because of nostalgia. Realistically, they were standing in 10 hours line in like order to buy bread, which is crazy. So it was really bad time. I see. So there's like still like a certain nostalgia about it, but at the same time, it's like there was like actual like hardship there, like of course. Oh, I see. And how much is there like still like maybe like a certain like anti-American culture like with these like, because like the '60s that's like your grandparents, right? It's like not that far. So is there like still like a certain like, not anti-American, but like there's still like a, what do you say, it's nostalgia. So Really interesting, man. Really interesting. You see here, as like in Quebec, the special thing about like our province is that we have a lot of like this culture of like independence. So there's also in our culture there's a lot of like Quebec's need to be a country, and like that identity we have plays in a lot of ways in politics, which is interesting to see, or like the culture. It's like the average Quebecois feels they're more Quebecois than Canadian, and you see there's like this thing when you look back at our history that's like really about like how the Quebec became what it is culturally and like autonomies, and you know our history is like a lot about like not really about all the Americans were there, but more about like our relationship to Canada, which is really interesting to see because like I don't think the rest of Canada see it the same way. Here we were like, oh, the French Canadian not being able to get the bosses in the company for their own territory, and the other and not able to get the French language and their control over our culture. And there's like the Canadian that their perspective is like, oh, those fucking dumb Quebecois, they're just, why are they like the Florida here, you know? Why are they trying to leave? They're so dumb. I big pictures was like this vibe here in Quebec when we talk about like our history, which is like kind of cool, right? Kind of interesting. Pretty funny case within the country. No, that's the thing. Yeah. It's like such a weird thing. But in school, yeah, we learn like about these things, and there's a lot of focus upon that. Oh, he sings. Of course he sings. I think the thing with the Quebec is that we were so distracted with the identity of the French Canadian and being a Quebecois and what it means to be different in our history that we don't really have a history to like what it means to be like other stuff, you know. It's really stuck on this. So yeah. So really cool. I love Indian music. I guess I'll try to listen to it more. I'm addicted to Fanta too. I don't know who that guy is. Is it like a friend of? I'm addicted to Fanta too. I can't stop. Also, on the communists, you couldn't cross border too, so pretty much you were locked in a country that's full of Russian blocks without food. The Russians were blocking the food? I thought you guys were our friends. You know, that's just communism. I guess they couldn't do anything. It's like, they can't have control. Great Origin 2. My origin story. The Fanta addiction. Fanta. Okay, Algorator, nothing new. Vet, nothing new too. We're done. Done with the corners today, Vet. Nick, it's been 2 hours. So, is there anything else before I go? I really enjoyed today's stream, you know? At first I was like, I was feeling a bit weird to stream. I guess I'm good. Good conversation. I really enjoy what we did. Good music. I'm heading out to sleep, man. I'm tired. Yeah. I'm not going to bring you, keep you here more. I'm going to stop here too. Thanks for hanging out, man. I really like. I'm going to repeat what Percy said, but like the community is what makes this stream great. Without this interaction, I will probably be playing League of Legends. Okay. But the more it goes on, I think the more as a community we're able to find what works for us and what is fun to like talk about and makes content out of, right? So yeah, I enjoy talking to you, man. You're a smart guy, you know. Cool that you're from Poland too. Like yeah, and I guess now we got new people here. Is that Fanta does to you? Good night. Good night.